Today, I'm going to be talking about cryptos, NFTs, and whether, as a digital creative, you should be getting into the space right now whilst the opportunity is there, and what it might hold for you in the future in terms of allowing you to really take control of how you monetize your creative works online. Now, one of the problems about digital files and digital assets that we create is that they're easy to replicate. And when they're easy to replicate, they lose value, they lack scarcity. So by that very nature of a digital artwork, because it's so easy to copy, if you like, it's very hard to appreciate in value, as opposed to a work of art on canvas, for example, say a famous Picasso painting. There really is only one of a kind work of art that you can purchase and then sell on, and it has built-in scarcity, which allows it to increase in value over time, especially if that artwork becomes highly regarded and well known in the art scene. So what the NFT space aims to replicate is the art gallery environment, allowing us as digital creatives to create, and there's a terminology for this whole process called mint a token of our digital creative work, so that it becomes locked into the blockchain with its own identifier, making it a unique product. So even if it is replicated and copied, there's only one person who purchases that art that has the verifiable token that ascribes that artwork to them as the owner, and that allows us to basically add value to digital creativity online. And this is why there's been so much hype about NFTs in 2021. The technology has been around for quite some time. It's been very dominant since around 2020, but it's becoming more and more popular, and it's now finding its way into the mainstream media because of some of the exorbitant figures that some artists have been able to attract with their digital artworks. One of the shining examples of success can be seen in the meteoric rise of a digital artist called Beeple. He first came to attention in February 2021 when he sold an animated loop called Crossroads for around $6.6 million US. He then put together another digital product called Everyday's The First 5,000 Days, which is a collage, you guessed it, of 5,000 individual works compiled into one digital work of art. There's a unique twist about this particular NFT sale, and that is that it was sold through Christie's, a traditional real-world art dealer, via an auction process. After 2 weeks of bidding, the artwork sold for $69.3 million with fees, making it the third highest price paid at auction for a work of art by a living artist. It really does demonstrate that this new space provides the opportunity for artists with great work to make a lot of money that they otherwise would have been confined to very small returns as digital artworks online somewhere. So I think it's a great opportunity if you're already an established artist and you want to use the environment in order to attract customers to purchase your artwork, with the hope that those artworks will increase in value over time. There's a benefit to everybody involved. Now, the first question that you're probably going to ask is, as an artist, if you sell your work, then you sell it once. What happens when it enters the resale market? Who's making the money in posterity, basically? Who's making the money moving forward? Well, you can actually set up the sales of your NFTs so that you make a one-off fee, and then you also can attract an ongoing commission for every time the purchaser of your artwork goes on to sell that artwork to another buyer. And you can pretty much build that in from the beginning of the contract you create as an NFT. Now, the way you do this is by listing your artwork on websites such as OpenSea.io, such as Rarible or Super Rare. These are just a few galleries that have opened up and become very popular that you can go and sign up, create a membership, and basically start creating your artwork and determining how you want to sell your NFTs, how unique you want to make them, how many you want to reproduce. You could have a series of digital artworks of 1 of 10, 2 of 10, and so on, and sell all of them to prospective buyers. They could then go on to sell those artworks, and you can be receiving a commission each time they go on to resell your artwork. That could be 10%, 20%, 30, 50%, and so on. Really, there's no limit. You can put the terms into the contract as you create your NFT and mint it and turn it into basically a rare piece of art. And that's the whole beauty of the NFT space, that you're actually able to really enter the art scene, enter a marketplace of people looking to invest in what they might see as an up and coming artist, obviously hoping to perhaps see some returns on their investment, but also to acquire the official and legitimate piece of art that is your token, your NFT, your non-fungible token. So I think it's a great opportunity for well-established artists. Now, what if you're not an established artist? What if you're a musician that has a few tracks here and there? You've created maybe some 3D artwork, but you've never really gathered a following on social media or in any known galleries in the past. Well, it doesn't really matter, because the NFT art space doesn't really discriminate, doesn't have a requirement that you have any, let's say, credentials as a known artist. Anybody can create an account, which has its benefits and obviously its downside. So the downside is that in some of these marketplaces, there are people that have no artistic integrity and are just uploading any type of file in order to try and attract some kind of investment. And I don't think that's going to last very long, because there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, there's actually a cost to mint a token on these exchanges, and that has to do with the fact that you're transacting in a cryptocurrency, usually Ethereum, and there's a certain fee that Ethereum will charge for you to engage with their network. And those fees can be anywhere from $20 to $50 for each artwork you create. So really at a certain point, when people realize that just by uploading an image of a red square that you created in Illustrator isn't going to sell, and you've spent $50 to create that artwork, that those people will be weeded out and will be left with only the credible artists on the established platforms that are going to find that they'll have a very solid place in the market. Now, it is a very early stage in the game, so we don't know where this is going to develop and which websites will rise to the top and become the known exchanges for the most credible artists. But certainly we have the OpenSea.io, which seems to be open to all and probably has a mixed variety of good quality artwork against bad. Then we have Rarible, which probably is a step higher. And then we have Super Rare, which is dedicated to actual artists that have to go through an application process before they're able to list their art on the website, which has more of a screening sort of quality feel about it, so that you know that if you're investing in a piece in this website, you're probably going to be getting a more credible piece of artwork, and it's less likely to succumb to that boom and bust cycle that is likely to happen with a lot of this stuff, as we saw happen with the early stages of cryptocurrency in general. Now, NFTs aren't just confined to digital artists. In fact, we've seen examples of sporting organizations, the NBA, for example, who have listed short video clips of their players during a match and wrap them up into an NFT, which is kind of like a multimedia experience that you can download online. And once again, by creating an NFT, a token for the artwork, they're able to release a series of limited edition versions of this multimedia work. So really, the opportunities here are limitless. We're probably going to see examples of all types of NFTs emerge in the future. Elon Musk recently created a tweet with a 3D animation embedded in it, and I believe the last bid on that I saw was around $1.5 million. But some days later, he declined the offer and decided not to sell it as an NFT after all, probably in consideration of his position as the CEO of Tesla and not wanting to seem as though he was using his position of influence to further fuel speculation in the market. We had Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, also create an NFT of his very first tweet, and that also went for millions of dollars at auction. So it's really getting to the point that we don't know what's going to emerge in this space, but there certainly looks like a lot of interest is really being placed in this marketplace from investors and digital creators alike, and it's worth looking into and perhaps considering whether you can apply some of your creativity to this process and sell some of your works on one of these networks. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I'm going to quickly outline the process, and then in some follow-up videos, I'll take you through how to create an NFT, how to package it up, and how to mint it on various marketplaces, and how to specify the terms of sale. And we'll also have a look at the results that I get from creating my own NFTs and whether I can generate enough hype and interest in selling them online. So the first thing you need to do is to purchase some Ether, which is the digital currency of the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is the technology that underpins most of these marketplaces. There are other coins, which I might talk about in some other videos in the future, but Ethereum is the most common one, and it's what's being used on most of these marketplaces. So to get some Ether, you need to open up an account, which allows you to transact in cryptocurrency. And you can do this on a lot of applications now, including Coinbase, which is a website that you go in and create an account and deposit some funds with USD or whatever currency you have. You can deposit using PayPal or a credit card, and then you can go in and purchase any cryptocurrency you like, from Bitcoin to Ethereum or any other altcoin you choose. But if you're going to use NFTs, you'd be wanting to purchase some Ether, and then you'll have the funds available that you can use once you get to the marketplace website and you're ready to create and mint your token. You'll be asked to deposit some Ether into that website in order to complete the process. So once you go through setting up your own crypto wallet, you then have the capacity to interface with these websites, create your artwork, and start listing those artworks for sale. So let's say I went to Coinbase and purchased $100 worth of Ether. I'll put my credit card details in, I get the Ether, I then open up an account in, say, OpenSea.io. I'll create my digital artwork, I'll upload it, and then when I'm ready to mint that as a token to be sold on the marketplace, it will ask for a fee to do that. And that fee is going to vary depending on the value of Ether on the day, how many transactions are being performed, and a whole lot of other factors. So it's very hard to say how much it will cost to mint your artwork at any point of time, but it's certainly going to be in the order of $20 to $50 at least per artwork that you create. So once you've gone ahead and done that, you'll have your first NFT listed on the marketplace. And the way it then works from there onwards is that those marketplaces are open to the public to go and view, just like a gallery is. And anybody that finds a piece of artwork that they find attractive could go in and place a bid for that artwork. You can set up your work to be sold with a one-off price or auction. You can have a duration for that auction. And as I mentioned earlier, you can put in recurring royalties for every time your artwork is resold through the platform. And the next question to ask is whether we're in one massive bubble. Is this a financial Ponzi scheme? Is this a system set up for those that get in early to profit off those coming in later on, trying to get a piece of the action? Well, that's an answer that I don't have for you right now because no one really knows. We're still in the very early stages of this new technology, of the whole hype and momentum of this movement, so we don't know where it's going to go at all in the future. Eventually we might find the enthusiasm and the hype subside sometime later in 2021 or beyond. No one's really sure where this space is going to go. It could be like cryptocurrency. It's either going to go to the moon, as the memes will tell you, or it's going to go completely bust, or somewhere in between. No one actually really knows at this point of time. So if you are going to invest your time, effort, and money as a creator, be sure that you're only doing so as much as you're prepared to lose. So if you have a suitable budget allocated for marketing and promoting your work as an NFT, just be consistent with that and make sure you don't go over the top and go all in right now if you're not really sure where the whole market is going. And the same can be said for an investor. As always, do your due diligence and have a look at all of the information you can find on YouTube or any other platform. Have a look at what other investors are doing in the space and make a sound judgment based on what you've actually observed before you jump all in and invest too much into the space. But having said that, those that jump in early quite often reap the rewards of the longer term success of this type of investment. So certainly worth considering in 2021 and beyond. I don't think it is going to completely collapse. It is a new technology, and just like Bitcoin and all the other altcoins that seemed like they were a passing fad, where they experienced a resurgence in late 2020 and now in 2021, NFTs are very likely here to stay and are going to keep evolving and refining to the point that they will become established and very well respected in the art collecting scene. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to put them in the comments box below. I'm actually in the process of creating a follow-up video where I'm going to document the process that I'll be going through for creating my first NFT and uploading it to one of the major marketplaces, explaining the whole process and sharing with you the whole journey from the beginning to the end. So if you want to check that out, feel free to subscribe to my channel so you're notified as soon as that video becomes available. And also, if you want to see my first video on NFTs, I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye for now.